Hi, we are making babka today. It's a very simple product, Eastern European Jewish bread, but it's raging over the internet, so I just thought I'll give it a shot. Very simple, again, as is with our baking. So we've got this particular mix of flour, we've got a mix of flour, we've got a mix of sugar. So once you mix the flour and the sugar together, it's going to make well in the center. Just zoom in. So it's basically making a well in the center. In the well, we'll put in our yeast. In the yeast, we're going to put in half the water. We're going to break in 2 eggs. And just mix it up. This is the kind of recipe that you want to get down and dirty, with your hands. So don't shy away from a little bit of handy work here. Mix it up. Start to combine them together. Now this particular recipe is going to give you 2 loaves. So if you want to half it, you can half it. There's no problem. Once this is well mixed, this basically is a brioche dough, very enriched dough. So it's got a lot of butter, a lot of eggs, a little bit of water. Some of you want to make this with the help, you can replace the water and with some milk if you want. One more egg. More water. One more egg. So totally we've gotten about 5 eggs. Got about 5 eggs in there. Sorry, 4 eggs in there. You don't need this till it becomes a ball or combine. So you're mixing it till it gets to a ball. Just keep kneading it. So we've been scraping this from the bowl and keep kneading it in the bowl till it forms a ball like that. Once it forms a ball, you can take it out of the mold and start kneading it. So this brioche dough is going to be very, very enriched, very dense. It's going to be full of flavor. Use the two-hand technique. It's very difficult to do it with one hand. If you find the dough getting sticky like this, it's getting sticky, just dust some flour out. Use your scraper. keep kneading it, keep kneading. start noticing that the dough starts coming together. Once this dough starts coming together, you know that it's time to add the fat. You can just combine the dough back into the bowl. There's a lot of butter to be added here. This is what's going to shorten the crust and give you a very compact texture inside the bread. This particular recipe we need it to be compact. Just put all the butter in there. Start to combine it inside the bowl first. So manually it takes a lot of time to do this. So using the machine, you can use the machine with the hook attachment to make the same dough. The same technique, more or less. Just beat the butter into the dough. It's going to take a lot of manual exercise to get this done. So if you do not intend to do that, make sure you buy a nice KitchenAid or any pantry mixer for that matter. Once it gets to that stage, again start to knead this. Just scraping this out of the bowl, make sure you get everything out of the bowl. Onto a flat surface on your table. Also on a flat surface like that, then you can continue kneading it. You can notice most of your butter is already absorbed by the dough, but still it's going to be very sticky because it's very high amount of butter. A bit more flour. So keep about 100 grams extra amount of flour just for tuning, as in when you require it. So I'm just bringing the product together. Take off the excess from your hand occasionally so that you don't have a lot stuck there. Bringing it all together is very important. Occasionally you need to bring everything together so that everything goes back into the dough. It doesn't get wasted on the table. You continue kneading. Bring back everything into the dough. Notice your dough is coming together now. soft dough and very well done. And you can just take a close up on this and show how this dough is. Notice there's a nice shine on the surface, nice smooth surface, and it's not sticking to my hands that much. Maybe a little bit, but if I do that, it's not sticking to my hands at all. So this dough is done. Now I'm going to put this into the rest. For the next part, we're going to be making the filling for the babka. This filling is going to be a chocolate filling. So the filling that I'm taking here is basically it's melted butter. We've got some melted butter. We've got some pure chocolate, pure couverture, 45% couverture. We've got the dark cocoa powder. We've got some icing sugar. We've got some salt and a little bit of flavoring. You can either add some cinnamon or some nutmeg powder. So once this is done, you're going to add all this together. So basically to make the filling, what you're doing is you're just mixing up the butter and the chocolate together. So this I have microwaved in the microwave for about 30 seconds 4 times. So about 2 minutes in the microwave, but not all at once. So it's been 30 seconds into 4 separate individual blasts. So that makes it a little easier. That's a little easier to control the melting of the chocolate. If you put it for 2 minutes in one stretch, there is a good chance that the chocolate might get burnt. Once it's gone, you just whisk in everything else. So we have thick paste. Once you press this, since you just give it a nice whisk in. You should take out as much as you can from the whisk so you don't waste much. In case you need some help, you can use a spatula with that. Take out everything. So this is your paste which is going to be going inside the babka. Now instead of using this, you can also replace the chocolate with any other kind of chocolate like milk chocolate or Nutella or Ghianda. Depends on your personal preference and also what you want to create out of this. But Nutella and dark chocolate go very well with the babka. Very good flavor combinations. Don't waste much. Take it together. Very nice. The next thing is basically the sweet syrup that you're going to be dousing the babka with. This is basically just a combination of 1:1, 1 part of water to 1 part of castor sugar. Once this is done, simply take a spoon and just mix it up. You might want to heat it up but usually by mixing this up, it will generally dissolve. So we are using castor sugar will generally dissolve faster. The water that I have taken is basically at room temperature. If you're in a colder country, you might want to take a tepid temperature water. So it's a little on the warmer side. Just mix it up. It's pretty much better now. So you have a little bit of sugar there that will start dissolving in due course. It's already gone. So this becomes your syrup to douse your babkas with. This dough makes 2 babkas, so you can either divide it just visually like this, or you can divide by weight. You might want to just reserve this second dough in the same cling film so it doesn't get dry. So this dough, what you need to do is simply sheet it out. So sheet and some flour like that, and you can trying to get as much of a rectangle as you can. So if it's the any side which is the ugly side, you really want to ensure it's well dusted. The next step for this particular product, which is your babka, is to cut this. I will spin in the freezer for a while, for about 15-20 minutes, and now I'm going to just to cut this. So you're cutting it, you have to cut it in the center. I'm going to take it close up. So basically you have the sides like that. So just leave it here for a minute, let this cool off a little bit. It's a little too stiff. Let it become a little bit more warmer, then we can go about this. So once you spread this out nice and thin into a nice rectangular shape, what you can do is the next thing you want to do is you want to just divide your chocolate mix also into two halves. Take one half and press it down here. So this basic half, using a spatula, you can just spread it everywhere. Gently spread it everywhere. You're going to leave about an inch from all sides so that it stays trapped in there. Time, don't rush this step because the dough is very gentle. You've got to be more gentle with it, especially when you're smearing and spreading this chocolate mixture on it. Using a bend offset spatula there, bend palette, you can spread this everywhere. You don't have to be an artist to do this. You can just do it roughly as well. Just ensure that it's well spread so that all parts of this product stick like that. Once this is well spread out like that, you can get some milk wash and just spread over the sides like that. Just a thin coat of milk wash all on the sides. And you can start to roll this. So when you're rolling this, roll it really nice and tight. Some additional milk wash helps to tighten that up like this. So it's like a little batonette shape. Now this I'm going to be clean wrapping and putting inside the freezer. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one as well. So I'm going to put it in the freezer so it firms up a little bit so it's easy for me to cut. We're going to start to shape this. To shape it, we've taken two of our babka halves. We have to join them in the center here. And then we're just going to twist it that way. So it forms this kind of a shape. You bring it together. So just fold the sides in that way. Make it a rustic shape. Don't worry about too much of the shape. We've got a greased and paper lined tin mold. I'm going to put this in that tin mold. in a tin mold. Once it's in the tin mold, we're going to apply a coat of milk wash on top. Just for an additional browning. Same style. Shape it like that. So it's nice and crisscross like this. Take your lined tin mold. Simply place it in there. Place it gently so that your crisscross shape is not lost. And some milk wash. Now we need to prove this for about 40 minutes in room temperature, which is about 28-29 degrees. It's going to rise up right till the top. Once it rises up till the top is when I'm going to put this to bake. Once it's proof till the top, another coat of milk wash and we put it to bake. So you know the babkas are done when it's golden brown all over. Take them out of the oven and immediately just spread the sugar syrup on top all over it. The mini babkas take about 8 minutes. The loaves take about 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. You need to take them out of the mold and let them cool down before you cut it.